All right, so let's dive into this.
Okay.
Let's dive into the career of Dr. Anthony Fauci.
Okay.
And see how he handled all these different public health crises.
Okay.
We've got some audio excerpts from Fauci Unmasked
Okay.
that we're going to be using to guide our conversation today.
Yeah.
And unpack some of those controversies.
Sure.
And try to make sense of it all.
Sounds good.
What I think is so fascinating about Fauci's career is how long it's been.
Right.
You know?
He's been around forever.
He's been at the forefront of public health for decades now.
Absolutely.
So we really get to see how infectious disease response has changed and evolved over time.
Totally. I mean, it's like having a front row seat to the evolution of infectious disease response over decades.
Yeah. So let's start with the AIDS epidemic in the 80s.
All right.
Which is really what kind of put Dr. Fauci on the map. He was already at NIA.
Sure.
The National Institute of Allergy and Infectious Diseases, of course, deep in the world of vaccine research.
Right.
But AIDS changed everything.
Absolutely. AIDS really changed everything.
Right.
And right away, there was controversy.
Like right off the bat.
Yeah.
Okay.
Dr. Fauci, being an immunologist, was really a big proponent of focusing on a vaccine for AIDS.
Right.
But a lot of people at the time, including doctors who were treating patients, felt that the real priority should be therapeutic treatments for people who are already sick and suffering.
So like a clash between prevention and immediate care for the people who are already...
Exactly. It was this tension between like... Do we focus on preventing future cases?
Right.
Or do we focus on helping the people who are currently sick?
In our source material, Fauci Unmasked really gets into this.
It does.
And talks about how this wasn't just some academic debate.
No, it was a very real debate.
Real world consequences.
Wow. Absolutely.
Critics like Larry Kramer, who co-founded the Gay Men's Health Crisis, argued that valuable time and resources were being directed towards vaccines at the expense of potentially life-saving treatment for people who are already suffering.
Exactly. Like, were we putting all our eggs in one basket when there were people who needed help now?
And this is where we see this pattern starting to emerge.
Yeah.
That's going to follow Dr. Fauci throughout his career.
This is something that we see again and again with Dr. Fauci.
Right.
The criticism isn't necessarily about his intentions, but about the impact of his decision.
Okay.
So, you know, people may not have doubted that he wanted to help people, but they questioned whether his actions were actually addressing the most urgent.
So it's not always black and white, is it?
It's complicated, right?
Yeah.
Public health is complicated.
Right.
There are a lot of factors to consider.
Yeah, and this tension between different approaches really becomes even more apparent when you look at the AZT story.
Right. AZT
was the first drug approved to treat AIDS.
The first.
But it turned out to have some serious side effects.
It did, and that's not all.
Okay.
The effectiveness of AZT was also called into question.
So not only did it have bad side effects, it may not have even been that effective.
Right. It was like a double whammy.
Okay.
But according to Fauci Unmasked, Dr. Fauci continued to advocate for its expanded use.
Interesting.
So this raises all sorts of questions about his risk assessment. You know, like, was he willing to champion a treatment even when the evidence was really limited?
So he was criticized for maybe putting too much faith.
Yeah, you could say that.
In a treatment that wasn't really a sure thing.
Right.
And it doesn't stop there. Right.
No.
Our source material highlights multiple investigations.
There were a lot of investigations.
Into NII under Dr. Fauci's leadership.
Yeah.
There was one in 1991 by the Office of Government Ethics about potential conflicts of interest.
Conflicts of interest, always a tricky thing.
Right.
Especially in government.
And then another one in 2002.
Oh, wow.
Regarding ethical violations.
Okay.
In an AIDS study in Uganda.
So two separate investigations into his conduct.
And these investigations. Even though they didn't lead to any formal charges against Dr. Fauci.
I see.
They do point to a recurring theme here.
What's that?
His leadership style.
Yeah.
And his decision-making process. Frequently attracting scrutiny.
Right. He seems to have a knack for finding himself in the hot.
It makes you wonder how he was able to weather all these storms.
Yeah. How did he survive all these scandals?
And remain such an influential figure.
It's a good question.
For so long.
He's like a cat with 9 lives.
It's almost like he had this knack for shifting gears.
Okay.
You know, pivoting to the next big threat.
Right.
After AIDS,
yeah,
his focus turned to bioterrorism.
Oh, bioterrorism.
Especially with the anthrax scare.
Right, in the early 2000s.
Right after 9/11, he was instrumental in getting Project BioShield off the ground.
Project BioShield.
which received billions in funding.
Wow. Billions with a B.
Yeah. Okay. So a lot of money poured into this.
A lot of resources going into this project.
And yet Project BioShield ultimately failed.
Oh, wow.
To deliver a new anthrax vaccine.
So all that money and no new vaccine.
No new vaccine. Even Dr. Fauci himself later admitted that the project might have been a misallocation of resources.
So he admits that it might have been a mistake.
Yeah.
Interesting.
It begs the question.
What's that?
Was this a genuine effort to address a real threat?
Right.
Or was this a way to secure more funding and stay in the spotlight?
So was it about public health? Or was it about something else?
Right.
Like his own career?
I see where you're going with this.
Yeah.
It's that pattern again.
Right, pattern again.
A new threat emerges. Dr. Fauci paints a potentially catastrophic picture.
Okay.
Secures significant funding, but the promised solutions don't materialize.
They don't deliver. Yeah.
And yet he moves on seemingly unscathed.
Like nothing happened.
Right.
Wow.
And we see this same pattern.
Okay.
With the bird flu scare in 2005.
Bird flu.
And then again with the swine flu pandemic in 2009.
Swine flu? Okay.
In both cases, Dr. Fauci issued warnings about potential widespread devastation.
Right, like millions could die.
Yeah, but thankfully, those predictions were way off the mark.
They didn't come true?
They didn't happen.
Okay.
So some might argue that he has a tendency to
what?
Overstate the risks.
To exaggerate a little bit.
A little bit, yeah.
To make it seem scarier than it really is.
Right. And this led to accusations that he was hyping these threats to benefit pharmaceutical companies.
To help big pharma.
Right.
Interesting.
Now, whether those accusations are true or not,
they
highlight a growing skepticism towards Dr. Fauci's pronouncements.
Right. People were starting to doubt him.
Yeah, like if you keep crying wolf, people can eventually stop listening.
Exactly. You lose credibility.
Right. And even if he had good intentions, his track record of alarmist predictions that didn't come to pass could erode public trust.
People might start tuning him out.
Right.
Not believing him even when he's telling the truth.
Yeah.
That's a problem.
Which brings us to the 2016 Zika outbreak.
Okay. Zika, another potential pandemic.
Another potential pandemic.
Another alarm bell.
Another alarm bell being run by Dr. Fauci.
Okay, so same pattern.
Zika did have serious consequences.
Yeah, it wasn't harmless.
Especially for pregnant women.
Right. It could cause birth defects. That was really scary.
But the large-scale U.S. outbreak he warned about never really happened.
It fizzled out.
It did. So even with these warnings and calls for increased funding.
Right. More money for public health.
Right.
Always more money.
A 2017 report from the Government Accountability Office found that the U.S. public health system was still woefully unprepared.
So we weren't ready.
For a Zika outbreak.
Even after all those warnings.
So was he just crying wolf?
Yeah.
Or were there systemic issues preventing the U.S. from actually getting prepared?
Good question.
For these threats.
Was it Fauci's fault?
Yeah.
Or was it a bigger problem?
It seems like a crucial question.
Absolutely.
To consider as we move into the next chapter of Dr. Fauci's career.
All right.
His handling of the COVID-19 pandemic.
The big one, COVID-19.
Right.
That's where things get really interesting.
That's where things get really complicated.
Yeah. Shall we dive into that next?
Let's do it.
Right.
So
COVID-19.
Yeah.
I mean, it feels like that's where all the controversies around Dr. Fauci really reached a fever.
Yeah, I think you're right. The pandemic really put public health officials in the spotlight.
Yeah.
Like never before.
For sure.
Every statement was just under a microscope.
Intensely screwed.
Yeah. And for Dr. Fauci, I mean, those early days of 2020 are particularly interesting.
Totally. I mean, it's almost hard to remember now, but he initially downplayed the threat of COVID-19 to the American public.
Yeah.
Remember those comments about the risk being minuscule?
Oh, yeah.
And how he even discouraged people from wearing masks?
I remember that.
At first.
He was very much against masks.
Yeah, and he went so far as to say that masks weren't effective for the general public.
Right. He questioned their effectiveness publicly.
Which, of course, before we knew what we know now.
Yeah, before masks became like...
Yeah, you know, the central part of the pandemic response.
Right, they're totally normal.
Yeah, everybody wearing masks.
Everyone's wearing masks all the time.
Yeah.
And it's one of those things where you look back and you're just like...
I know, it's hard to believe now.
What was going on?
Right, it's like...
how did we not know?
Yeah.
And his initial skepticism about lockdowns is another one.
Oh, yeah, the lockdowns.
At first he said they were unthinkable.
Unthinkable in the United States.
Yeah, and he argued that they wouldn't really help contain the virus.
Right, he didn't think they would work.
And this was actually consistent
Yeah.
with his earlier views on quarantines
Okay.
during the Ebola outbreak in 2014.
So he had this history of being against quarantines.
Yeah, he tended to favor less restrictive measures.
Yeah.
But then, as we all know, his position on lockdowns did a complete 180.
He changed his mind.
Yeah, by March 2020, he was fully on board.
He was all in on lockdown.
Advocating for flattening the curve.
Right, flatten the curve.
Based on that model from Imperial College London.
The Neil Ferguson model.
The Neil Ferguson model.
That's the one.
That predicted millions of deaths in the U.S.
Millions of deaths.
And it was used to justify all of those sweeping lockdown measures. Okay, so this is where things get really interesting.
Oh, okay.
Because as we later learned, that model was seriously flawed.
Seriously flawed.
Full of errors and inconsistency.
Wow.
Even other researchers couldn't replicate its results.
So it wasn't just like a little bit off.
Right.
It was fundamentally flawed.
So decisions
with
massive consequences for people's lives.
People's lives, their livelihoods.
Their jobs, their businesses, everything were being made.
They were making these huge decisions.
Based on faulty data.
Wow.
And Dr. Fauci was one of the main proponents of those policies.
He was pushing for lockdowns based on this flawed model.
And the source material actually cites a 2022 meta-analysis from Johns Hopkins University.
Johns Hopkins.
That concluded that lockdowns had a negligible impact.
Negligible impact. So basically no impact.
On COVID-19 mortality.
So they didn't really save lives.
But the collateral damage was significant.
Huge.
It's hard to ignore all the economic hardship.
The economic damage was massive.
To mental health issues.
People's mental health really suffered.
The missed educational opportunity.
Kids missing school.
All stemming from those lockdown policies.
It's a lot to think about.
Right. And yet, even as evidence mounted, that lockdowns weren't the solution, Dr. Fauci continued to defend them.
He doubled down.
Yeah, he even advocated for extending them.
Wow.
Beyond that initial 15 days to flatten the curve.
So much for 15 days.
Right.
It turned into much longer than that.
Yeah, it seems like he just doubled down on that approach.